We're learning new details tonight about that infamous interstellar comet known as 3I Atlas. And no, there is still no evidence that it's an alien spacecraft, but NASA says it has discovered something just as interesting. Well, almost. The space agency believes 3I Atlas could be nearly 3 times older than our solar system, anywhere from 10 to 12 billion years old, to be exact. For context, Earth only formed 4.5 billion years ago, and it's not just its age that's so surprising. NASA also found that the comet is full of carbon-rich compounds, and it contains about 30 times more heavy water than comets made in our solar system. The agency says these findings prove that organic chemistry needed for life, at least carbon-based life as we know it, existed in the universe billions of years before Earth even formed. So how does this change our understanding of how and when life began, at least in our universe? And if so, does this mean that the odds of life elsewhere in the cosmos are higher than we ever imagined? Joining us now is Avi Loeb, head of the UAP Science Advisory Council to the White House. He's also director of Harvard's Institute for Theory and Computation. Okay, Avi, does this mean there's life outside of our universe?
Well, we sort of, thanks for having me. We sort of had the news already that there are 100 billion stars like the sun, and about 10% of them have a planet the size of the Earth, roughly at the same separation. But what's surprising about this visitor is not only that it arrived at a very special trajectory within the plane of the planets around the sun, but it has a very unusual chemical composition that at least the carbon isotopes indicate that it formed very early. It also moves at a relatively high speed that is characteristic of an old parent star. And in addition to that, it has deuterium, which is 1,000 times more abundant than the average cosmic abundance. So one can use these hints to argue that it must have been very old. And, that is surprising because stars that are that old, 10 to 12 billion years, formed in the first 1/3 of cosmic history. The sun formed in the last 1/3. So it's really surprising to find a visitor from such an early time. The other thing that was not mentioned by NASA is that it outgassed methane, which is a biosignature, and it only did that close to the sun. And methane is more volatile. It can evaporate more easily than carbon dioxide that was seen from the beginning. And so it's surprising that only when it came close to the sun, we saw this biological signature. And question arises as to, is it indicative that there are microbes in this iceberg that gave rise to the methane? And in fact, I have a new paper that was submitted for publication today just about that. You don't need a lot of mass in microbes that is embedded within this object in order to generate the observed methane. So lots of puzzles about this visitor, and unfortunately, we didn't come close to it. We didn't land on it, and I hope that with the next visitor, we'll do that.
What about the fact that it has these carbon elements needed for life, carbon-based life, this organic chemistry? What is... I mean, do you think that's a sign that there's life elsewhere, life like we know life to be here on planet Earth?
Well, carbon was not produced in the Big Bang, and it had to be produced in the interiors of stars. So there is a contradiction here. On the one hand, this is a very carbon-rich object, so it had to wait until carbon was produced by the first generation of stars. Yet, it's an old object. But the fact that carbon was so abundant for an old object means that life could have started, because life is carbon-based. We see water also in this object. So all the ingredients of life are sort of there. And by the way, when we took a sample of 130 grams out of an asteroid Bennu in the solar system and brought it back to Earth and analyzed it, turns out that all the building blocks of DNA were there. And so, life may not be so difficult to produce. That's what it looks like from all the hints. The question is, are we the smartest kid in the block, or are we at the top of the food chain, cosmologically speaking? And that's what we're trying to find out from the government data, if we will find any gadget produced by intelligent beings, that would be amazing.
Like a microbe stirring 3I Atlas in the proper path around the sun that you've been talking about. Hey, before we go, you are speaking at tomorrow's UFO Disclosure Forum on Capitol Hill tomorrow. First of all, what's this forum about, very quickly, and what are you going to be speaking about?
So the forum discusses all aspects of the unidentified anomalous phenomena if it turns out that they are not human-made. And of course, that would have huge implications, financial implications because of the uncertainty about the future, political implications, how society will respond to it, and psychological implications, because once you realize that you're not the smartest kid in the class, obviously a lot of people will take it, in a quite devastating way. So the question is how to deal with all these aspects. But the fundamental question is, can we get better data, have a clearer picture as to what these objects are? They don't look like drones. They don't look like balloons, some of them. They don't look like...
and they don't move like them, right.
Yeah, so I guess the council that I'm leading, we will keep our eyes on the orbs, not on the audience, and we'll try to figure it out. You know, it's like a detective story. It's fun, and we will inform the public. That's the important thing, because all the data that we will analyze will be unclassified.
Excellent news. Avi Loeb, always great to see you and speak to you. Thank you so much. And you can stream the entire UFO Disclosure Forum on our NewsNation app and on our website starting tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.